If you are betting on AI, the uncomfortable question is not which model is smartest. It is who keeps the money when everybody starts using it. Here is the turn. Anthropic reportedly signed a $1.8 billion cloud deal with Akamai, and that sounds like boring infrastructure news until you realize it is a map of where AI profits can quietly leak. The famous company gets the headline, Claude gets the attention, developers talk about agents, reasoning, context windows, and workflows, but every answer still has to run somewhere. Every agent click still needs compute, network capacity, storage, security, uptime, and delivery close enough to users that it feels instant. That is the mechanism today. AI margin becomes infrastructure rent. Think of it like a toll road for intelligence. The model company sells the destination. Better coding, better writing, better support, better automation. But to reach that destination at scale, it has to pay for the road every single time traffic rises. Akamai is not the flashy character in the AI story. It is not the chatbot in your browser. But it already sits in the pipes of the internet: delivery, edge compute, security, traffic management. So if Anthropic needs more distributed cloud capacity, Akamai is positioned like a landlord with power, fiber, locations, and reliability. That is why this matters for the money chessboard. In the first chapter of the AI boom, investors mostly watched model quality: who had the best answer, who had the biggest context window, who could beat the benchmark. In the next chapter, the sharper question is uglier: who can serve millions of useful answers without burning the margin to the ground? Because a popular AI product can become a strange business. Demand is wonderful. Demand is also expensive. Every new user creates more inference. Every agent that acts for you may create several steps instead of one answer. It searches, reads, calls tools, checks results, and maybe tries again. That feels magical on the front end. On the back end, it looks like a meter spinning, so the winners may not only be the companies with the best models. The winners may also be the companies that own the scarce, boring stuff: cloud capacity, GPUs, edge networks, power, data centers, security layers, and reliability. That creates three pressure points. First, AI companies get squeezed between user expectations and infrastructure bills. Users want answers to feel cheap, instant, and unlimited. The provider has to make those answers reliable enough to sell into real businesses. That gap is where margin gets tested. Second, infrastructure companies gain leverage. They do not need to win the consumer AI race to benefit from it. If AI traffic grows, someone has to carry it. The model brand may change. The bill for capacity does not disappear. Third, customers may inherit the meter. If the cost of serving agents stays high, pricing has to evolve. Maybe subscriptions get stricter, maybe usage limits get more visible, maybe enterprise contracts move toward usage-based bills, because a polite agent that quietly performs 10 actions is not the same cost as a human typing one prompt. Here is the part that matters for builders and buyers. Do not evaluate AI products only by demo quality. Ask where the meter is. Ask what happens when usage doubles. Ask whether the vendor has a path to cheaper inference, smarter routing, caching, model tiers, or infrastructure partnerships that keep the bill under control. Because the real AI business is not just intelligence. It is intelligence delivered cheaply enough, reliably enough, and close enough to the user that nobody notices the machinery. That is why a $1.8 billion cloud deal is not a side note. It is a reminder that the AI boom has landlords, and the calm operator is not the person who claps at the magic. It is the person who watches the meter, follows the rent, and understands who gets paid when the magic scales.